please avail this free online class kasi madalang to. So by the way, I'm your host for today, for tonight. So this is Tristan Ian Cristobal. So I am the founder of CPA Online Review School. So yeah, guys, so without any further introduction, of course, I want you to know our nawawala tuloy ang reviewer. Okay? CPA na, CMA pa. Okay, si Ma'am Alex Sansan. How are you, Ma'am Alex?
Hi, sir. Good evening. I'm good.
Evening. Yes, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Ma'am, for your time. So, by the way, guys, no, as I mentioned, si Ma'am Alex ay Certified Management Accountant. She is currently a revenue manager. Okay, and based siya, guys, sa Baguio. Alright? So, just imagine this, nasa Baguio si Ma'am Alex, nasa Manila ako, and then kayo nasa iba't ibang lupalop ng Pilipinas, and then meron pa tayong mga OFWs na reviewists. And then, of course, yeah, she is cum laude. Wow, galing. Talagang nakakabilib. And then, she is a consistent honor student and most outstanding student for national level. All right. So our goal for tonight is to have an understanding of standard costing and variance analysis. So ano ba yung standard costing? Ano ba ang variance analysis? Ano ba ang cost ng variance analysis? All right? So yeah, guys, hold into it because we're going to give you enough information to understand standard costing. So I just want to remind everyone that you should be in a quiet place. So, of course, guys, no, you don't want to review na may maingay, okay? We want you to focus on the discussion, get as much as information na kailangan nyo, get your pen and notes kung kailangan nyo magsulat. This is a recorded session. If so, we will give you a copy of this. We will give you access on that. And then, of course, please mute your cell phone. We don't want any distractions, okay, while the session is going on. Of course, you join the session voluntarily. Okay? So, yeah, guys. So, we will start our discussion, which is about the standard costing and variance analysis. So, of course, si Ma'am Alex na ang magdi-discuss niyan. So, Ma'am Alex, can you please tell us more about standard costing and variance analysis?
All right, sir. Let's do this.
Yes, para sa ating mga students. So, yeah, while waiting for Ma'am Alex to share the documents, her presentation, okay, syempre, kakausapin ko muna kayo, no? Marami tayong mga first-timer dito, marami tayong mga hindi pinalad na pumasa. Okay, kayang-kaya nyo yan, guys. Don't worry. Alright? And then, of course, let me just check. Yun. Okay, so yeah. And then, may mga working professionals tayo. Meron tayong mga nakikinig dyan na ating mga kaibigan. Ayun! Ma'am Alex, okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, let's start your standard costing and variance analysis. I think mahaba-habang discussion to, no? And ayan, so let's start. When you say standard costing kasi, it's actually an accounting system used by some manufacturing company or any other company din, no? Hindi lang naman siya manufacturing company. That is to identify the differences or variances between ano ba yung tinitingnan nating variance. So number one, your actual cost, yung actual na nagastos mo versus yung dapat lang sana or yung standard costs mo. Now, the cost that should have been incurred is called your standard cost. And ayan, sa screen nyo, makikita nyo kung ano ba si standard cost. These are actually your realistic estimate of cost based on analysis of both past and projected operating cost and conditions. So, meaning ine-estimate mo siya. So, si standard mo, these are actually your norms or your benchmarks to do your measuring of performance. So, under your standard costing, hindi ka lang nagme-measure ng dapat mong nagastos versus sa actual mong nagastos or na-incur na cost. You also measure the performance and effectivity or efficiency of your different departments sa isang company. Let's say si production, si purchasing, si labor force. Titignan mo yung performance ng bawat division mo. Now, when you say standards, nagkakaroon tayo dyan ng standards for your quantity and your standard for your cost. Now, alam naman natin, and I know, natakal nyo na to under your cost accounting, when you say standard costing, papasok dyan yung material price variance, material quantity variance, lahat ng mga variance nyo, you even have your overhead variance na madami. So, isa yun sa mga madugong topic natin, okay? Now, under your standard kasi, dito kay standard costing, meron tayong dalawang klaseng standard, di ba? In actual practice, you have your ideal and then your practical. Kapag sinabi mo kasing ideal, parang hindi ka nag-welcome ng any inefficiency or meaning this is your theoretical standards. Dapat walang mali, dapat perfect. However, when we do accounting and when we do in actual practice, we do your practical standard. Kasi kung mag-theoretical standards ka, syempre, marami ka talaga magiging unfavorable variances dyan. Now, ngayon, para maging practical, balik tayo ulit dun sa definition kanina. Gumagamit tayo ng past and projected operating cost and condition. So, yung standards ni company, we base it on our past experience. Magkano ba sa tingin natin yung average na purchase price? And in the future, sa tingin natin, mag-i-increase ba yun or bababa ba siya? Yan, ganun siya. Okay, so under your standard costing, papasok din dito yung tinatawag nating management by exception. Now, when you say management by exception, ito yung sinasabi natin na si management dapat ini-investigate niya yung mga important or significant variances, whether unfavorable or favorable. So, meaning, hindi mo lang imbestigahan kung bakit unfavorable yung material price variance mo. Dapat i-check mo din kung si favorable variance, baka masyado namang malaki yung difference nila kahit favorable siya, i-check mo pa rin siya, baka mamaya masyadong mababa nga yung cost mo ng pagbili ng actual compared sa standard, baka mababa na din yung standards ng material na nabili ninyo. Yun yung kay management by exception. Alright, so what else do we have in standard costing? Of course, the purpose of your standard costing, number one is to establish budget. So by the way, meron tayo kasi kay management accounting your standard versus your budget. Now, kapag sinabi mo kasing standard cost, it is on a per unit basis. Tandaan mo to ha, kapag sinabing standard cost per unit basis. Now, when you say budget, sabi niya dito, establishing budget. Si budget kasi, in total na yan. So, makita mo yung budgeted FS mo, budgeted income statement. Di ba in total na yon? Yung nakapaloob dun sa mga in totals na yon, naka per unit yon kung paano niya in-estimate. Nakasali si standards mo doon. Okay, what else? To control cost, to promote cost reduction, and of course, your effectivity and efficiency in the company, to simplify costing procedures, to assign cost to inventories, and as one of your basis for establishing bids, contracts, and your selling prices. So, lahat ng ginagawa mo sa company mo to compare actual versus something, yung something na yon, yun yung tinatawag mong si standards. That's your benchmarks or your norms. So, when you do your standard costing, you have your standard cost, of course. Number 2, you have your actual performance. Kasi silang dalawa yung i-compare mo later on. And then you get your variance between the standard and your actual performance. Alright. So later on, makikita natin na yung different formulas mo, yung different approaches mo, kung paano mo pwedeng i-solve yung variances mo. And on your screen, pinakita ko na din dyan paano ba ginagawa ang standard costing. Of course, you prepare your standard for cost performance. You do your analyze variances. When you do your analyze variances, ibig sabihin tapos ka na. Meron ka ng actual performance. And then you identify the question. Saan mo kukunin yung question mo? Dun sa variances. O, bakit mataas yung cost mo ng labor mo? Bakit mababa masyado yung ganito mo? Yun yung mga question mo. Another is you question also the managers in charge. Hindi mo lang i-question yung mismong amount. question mo si purchasing manager, uy, purchasing manager, bakit masyado yatang mababa yung cost ng pagbili natin ng material? Baka naman ma-compromise yung quantity or I mean yung quality ng product natin dyan. So, those ones rin. And then your labor manager, labor force manager, HR manager. And then, from them, identifying the question, you will receive an explanation and then you take your corrective actions. And then, another period of operation, then another standard costing ulit, another analysis ulit. Ganon lang naman siya in your standard costing. Now, dito kasi in accounting or, in managerial accounting and in your cost accounting, we are more on the values. And yung explanation, mas ma-apply mo na yan later on your actual field of work. Okay, so sir, I think na-provide ko na sa kanila yung introduction natin for standard costing.
Nice. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that. Maraming salamat po. So let's continue for our next topic. Iisa-isahin ni Ma'am Alex to discussion natin for standard cost. So may pahapyaw na sa inyo si Ma'am Alex, kanina yung mga sinasabi niya material variance. Okay, you have a materials. And then of course the labor. And then of course for the overhead, which is lahat to guys, lahat yan is papasok sa standard costing analysis or sa variance analysis natin later. So I just want to summarize yung sinabi ni Ma'am Alex into different in these categories. Okay, it's the standard costing. Sinabi niya is based on estimate. This is based on the experience of the company, and then of course the measurement of efficiency and effectiveness wherein dito mo makita dun yung sinasabi nating favorable. Okay, yung sinasabi nating unfavorable. So the purpose of the standard is to measure the performance of the company that helps in terms of assessing the performance of the company in terms of how to improve or how to target the profitability of the company. And then, of course, since based yan sa, let us say, sa available data nyo, it could also help you in planning and cost control. Okay, so I think we can move forward. So guys, if you have any questions, by the way, if you have any questions, please send nyo lang yung message or mag-chat lang kayo guys sa ating mag-chat lang kayo, so this will help us to monitor your questions, and then at the same time we will answer it later on. Okay, so by the way, if we cannot finish this discussion, okay, we will have a part 2, so don't worry. So again, let me just put in nung last yung taxation. By the way, if you did not attend the taxation, please register. Sinong first timer dito? Please raise your hand. Meron bang first timer dito? Okay, yun. Meron tayong mga first timer. Welcome. Welcome. Alright, so yeah, so I think we can move forward, Ma'am Alex, for our problem solving.
Okay, sir, let's go. Let's do this.
Okay. So, let me just welcome Miss Chrislyn May Florido habang inaayos ni Ma'am Alex ang kanyang working paper or presentation to you guys. Si Rosaline. Hi, Rosaline. Okay, kayang-kaya nyo yan. Mercy Joy, Yolanda, Etchage. Totoo ba to? Pangalan mo, Yolanda? Okay? Or steer lang yan? Okay? Rayan Atienza, hi, how are you? Of course, to all our listeners. So, meron tayong, of course, kay Ma'am Fatima Osera, hi, welcome. So, Ma'am Alex, while I'm doing this, please share your document na para... Okay. Right. Perfect. So, yeah, go ahead, ma'am.
Okay po, sir. Alright, let's continue. So, by the way, balikan ko lang yung slides ko kanina. But since sabi ni sir, I think mabibigay naman to in case sa inyo, itong material. So, I just made kasi a summary of your what we call this one, your formula. So you have the expanded formula, tas yung summarize for your materials variance, your labor variance, and of course, your overhead variance. So makikita nyo to, no, mamaya, mas ma-appreciate natin siya as we go on with our topic, with our problem solvings. Okay, so let's go. Now, let's start muna paano ba siniset ng company ang kanilang standards. Okay, so let's just try to set this one. Meron tayo kay materials. Alright, so let's start with handkerchief company. Handkerchief company has a signature scarf for ladies that are very popular. Certain production and marketing data are indicated below. So usually ganito naman siya, di ba, kapag magsusolve ka under your standard costing. Alright, so cost per yard of cloth, andyan siya. Allowance for rejected scarf, may role yan mamaya. Yard of cloth needed, air freight, motor freight for customers, purchase discount, and your sales discount. So sabi niya dito, the allowance for rejected scarf is not part of the 0.475 yard of the cloth per scarf. Rejects have no market value. Materials are used at the start of the production. Calculate the standard cost of cloth per scarf that handkerchief company should use. Now dito, as we go on with our topic, I'll already have my solution para hindi na tayo magsusulat or magta-typing pa. I'll just have to explain to you. Ang tinatanong niya again, the standard cost per material mo. So, saan ka mag-i-start ulit? How do you measure again your material or your inventory? Parang sa financial accounting lang yan, your purchase price. So, you start with your 40 pesos. Tapos, isali mo si freight. So, you have your 1 peso. It is here below. And then, your purchase discount, again, kung tatandaan mo to, pinag-aralan mo sa accounting mo, yung purchase discount, para lang siya sa purchase price mo. So, that is 0.03 times 40. Okay. So, that is 1.2 peso na deduction kasi discount siya. And then, you have your standard cost per yard. So, meaning, you have 40 plus 1 less 1.2. That's 39.8. However, ito, yung measure na ito, yung para sa whole pa yan. Ngayon, ang tinatanong niya kasi, para dito lang sa part na to, si 4.75 yard. Now, mag-work back ka, sabi niya 5% kasi yung reject, so meaning 95% lang. So, that is 0.475 divided by 95% or 0.95, you get your 0.5. That is the standard quantity per scarf. Ngayon sa isang scarf, ibig sabihin, ang standard cost mo ay 0.5 times the 39.8. Alright, so ganun lang siya. Sometimes, madami pa actually problem na mga ganito. Kailangan mo lang ng comprehension siguro and then on how you will be able to understand each problem. Okay, so itong kanina, wala yan kasi galing naman na to kay supplier, sales discount to customer, you're going to disregard this one. Kasi unahin natin yung sa atin. Ang kinocompute natin yung standard of the company. So meaning, ang gamit natin is, eto, tama pala, itong kay sales to customer ang hindi kasali. Okay, so let's go to your next one, direct labor. The following direct labor information pertains to the manufacture of part R78. So, sa isang part, meron kang manufacture. Ito yung part na yon. Now, dito naman, we set the standard for the direct labor. Ano ibig sabihin nun? So, let's say, gagawa ka nitong part R78. How much hours ba dapat ang kailangan and at what rate? Ayan. Now, ang tinatanong niya ngayon sa atin, yung rate ng labor cost natin. So, number of hours required to make a part is 2.5 direct labor hours. Yun na yung standard niya. Now, the number of your direct workers, you have 75. The number of total productive hours per week, 3,000. And then weekly wages rate of your workers, you have 1,000 pesos. Sabi niya pa nga may fringe benefit treated as direct labor cost. So, kasali yan mamaya. Dito siya sa solution. Kasali siya. Ang tinatanong niya ulit, what is our standard direct labor cost or yung direct labor rate natin? Now, magkano yung weekly wages per worker? Sabi niya 1,000. And yung fringe benefit niya doon, you have to account for this one first. Your 25% of 1,000 is 250. So, ang weekly direct labor cost mo, 1,250. Okay. Ano ang labor cost per hour mo? 1,250 divided by 40 hours. And then, direct labor cost per unit is 31.25 times 2.5 hours. Etong 2.5 hours, nabanggit siya dito kanina. Yun na yung mismong standard hour niya in making your part. Sa isang part na yon, 2.5 direct labor hour. Now, itong direct labor cost na standard natin, minultiply niya dun sa standard direct labor hour, kaya nakuha natin yung standard cost per unit na to. So, per unit yung ginawa niya dahil 2.5 hours ang isang unit. Tapos, ang standard cost natin is 31. Your total per unit of R78 is 78 pesos and 125. Pero kung tinanong lang sana niya, what is your standard direct labor cost per hour, then our answer will be 31.25. Okay. Marami pang problems dyan. I hope makasali pa kayo, tapos mabigyan din kayo ng material, so ma-practice nyo pa siya more. Ganun lang naman siya. That's some of the ways on how companies set their standards. Now, let's go to the main topic. Punta tayo sa materials variance. So, sa materials variance pala, and sa inyong direct labor variance, gumawa ako nung summary formula niya. Meron akong expanded, tas merong naka-summarize.
Mukhang maganda yan. Maganda
Yes,
yan, ma'am. Oo, makikita nila yung summary of the formula for this standard costing kasi nakakalito talaga to eh. Sige, ma'am. Show it to us.
Okay, so para mas magandahan ka, no? Punta tayo dito sa PowerPoint. Balik ko dito. So, ayan, nakikita nyo ba? Okay. Dito sa materials variance, if you remember, natakal nyo na rin to sa cost accounting. But since we are here, i-review na din natin. Meron tayong dalawang variance dyan, your price variance and your quantity variance. Sinabi niya price variance. So, meaning, ano yung magkaiba? Yung actual price and yung standard price using your actual quantity purchase. Now, under your quantity variance, ang pinagkaiba nun, yung number or yung quantity ng material na nagamit mo when you produce. Yun yung ibig niyang sabihin. So, this one, yung total nito, itong side na to, on your leftmost part, ito yung actual cost mo to. Itong nasa gitna, ang tawag mo dito, ito yung budgeted mo. So, kumbaga, what should have been. Kung gumamit ka ng 100 na material units, 100 units, times, let's say, ang standard cost mo per unit is 50 pesos, yung 100 times 50, let's say, tama ba, 1.5, yun yung budgeted mo, yung what should have been. At yung nasa rightmost mo naman, ang tawag mo dito is yung standard mo naman. Ito talaga standard to, fixed to. Ayan. Okay. Now we go to your labor variance. Ganon din siya, friend. Okay. Ganon din siya. Nakaiba lang yung tawag, syempre. So, dito sa labor variance mo, ganon din. You have here on your leftmost side, yung actual. Ito siya. Sa gitna mo, ito si budgeted. And then sa rightmost, you have your standard. Now, yung difference ni actual tsaka ni budgeted, same to ha, same for material and labor. Yun yung para sa rate mo or yung sa price variance. Siyempre, pag nasa labor side ka, your labor rate variance. Now, the difference between your budgeted and your standard is your efficiency variance para sa labor. Kung nasa material side ka, it is your quantity variance. Now, I've written here the summary ng formula mo. So, ayan. Kung gusto mo picturean, okay lang. Kung gusto mong antayin yung material later on, okay lang din. Alright, so, daanan natin mamaya si overhead variance kasi mahaba-haba yan. Okay, let's go back to our questions. Now, I prepared here already a comprehensive questions na nandito na lahat. Okay, let us start. The following July information is for Marley Company. Makikita nyo dito, sinulat niya yung standard, meaning ito yung standard set by Marley Company. Now, you also have your actual costs. Actual production mo, ang actual na na-produce mo na unit, 2,750 units. For your material, ito yung actual na nagamit mo at your actual cost. Tapos, ito yung purchases mo, naka-indicate. Your labor, ito yung actual direct labor hours. And then, actual direct labor cost. Again ha, iba si standard, iba si actual. Si standard meaning, in-estimate mo siya. Si actual meaning, ito yung actual na nagastos mo. Yung actual na pinangbili mo. Alright, let's go to question number 1. Refer to Marley Company. What is the material price variance? Again, what is the formula for your material price variance? It is your actual quantity multiplied by actual price less standard price. So it is here. Magkano or ilan ba yung actual quantity? It is based on our purchase, syempre, yung material price variance. So, nag-purchase ka ng 9,000 feet. Magkano ang per foot mo na actual? 4.5 peso. Magkano yung standard cost mo per foot? Ito siya, 4.2. Alright, so 4.5 less 4.2 times 9,000 feet, that is 2,700. Now, nakalagay doon U, that means unfavorable. Bakit unfavorable? Kung i-multiply mo siya ng isa-isa, let's say 4.5 times 9,000, that is 40,050. Yung 4.2 times 9,000, that is 37,800. Ang ibig sabihin, mas mataas yung actual na nagastos mo compared sa dapat lang sana na nagastos mo or yung standard lang dapat or estimated. Yun yung gusto niyang sabihin dito. Now, ganun din yun mamaya. Let's say sa rate variance mo, pag unfavorable, ibig sabihin mas mataas yung nagastos mo para sa workforce mo. Now, let's go to second question. I hope malinaw tayo dun ah. Alright. Refer to Marley's company. What is the material quantity variance? Again, quantity, ang tinatanong niya yung actual na material quantity na tinatanong mo, yung difference. Your formula for this is standard price multiplied by actual quantity less standard quantity. Okay, what is your standard price? Our standard price is 4.2. Magkano yung actual quantity na nagamit niya? Sabi niya, 8,700 feet used. Ito siya. And magkano ba yung standard mo? Now, si standard mo, kailangan mo muna siyang i-derive. Paano mo siya i-derive? Ang sabi niya dito, ang na-produce mo, 2,750 units. Per unit, magkano ba ang feet na kailangan na material? Kailangan mo ng 3 feet para sa isang unit. So, you have to multiply that one. 3 times 2,750. That is equal to 8,250. It is here. So, 2,750 times 3, that is 8,250. 8,250 versus 8,7 multiplied by 4.2, your variance is 1,890 na unfavorable. Okay, nakuha nyo ba yon? Again, dinerive natin yung standard na quantity bago tayo nag-arrive sa actual na naging variance natin. Kasi syempre si actual quantity given na. Pero si standard quantity hindi pa kasi ang binigay lang niya units of production. Okay, so balikan mo to later on kapag nakuha mo itong material natin. But I hope malinaw na siya sa'yo. Okay, so let's go to number 3. Dahil alam mo na yan at magaling kang bata or magaling kang estudyante, let's move on to number 3. Refer to Marley Company again. What is your labor rate variance? Now, after your material variances, let's go to your labor rate variance. Anong tinatanong dito? Yung rate. So, difference sa standard rate and actual rate versus sa actual na labor hours used. Now, what is your actual labor hours used? You have 7,000 direct labor hours multiplied by your standard rate less your actual rate. What's your actual rate muna? Your actual rate is 7.9 per hour. Less standard rate na 7.5. You have 0.4. Uy, mas mataas yung actual mo kesa sa standard mo. So, alam mo na, meron kang unfavorable variance. Kukunin mo na lang kung magkano. So, 0.4 times 7,000, you have 2,800 na favorable variance. Should it be unfavorable? Ayan. Dapat unfavorable. Kasi mas mataas yung actual natin. Tama ba? Hindi ba ako naduduling lang? Okay. 7.9 per hour. Tapos yung standard mo, 7.5. Okay. So si number 3, it should be C. Ayun. Tama. Unfavorable. Ito yung sagot natin. 2.8 unfavorable. Alright. Nakuha mo siya. Next, let's go to your efficiency variance. By the way, ang gusto niyang sabihin sa rate variance mo, ibig sabihin yung binayad mo sa gumawa ng material mo or yung binayad mo na wage dun sa mga tao mo na nag-produce or gumawa ng material mo, mas mataas kesa dun sa estimated lang na alam mong dapat mong ibabayad. So, anong pwedeng reason nun? Pwedeng mahal yung rate nung tagagawa mo kasi magaling siya. Pero pag favorable, pwedeng mababa yung rate. However, baka may nako-compromise naman tayo, you have to also check on that. Kasi sabi nga natin, i-check mo kahit favorable or unfavorable based on management by exception, lalo na kung material yung variance. But dito naman, since it is within the range, I think, siguro okay lang. Kailangan mo lang i-notify yung manager na in charge under your labor force. Alright. Let's go to your last one, your labor efficiency. Ang sinasabi naman nito is, gaano kabilis gumawa yung mga manggagawa mo. So let's say sa isang oras, baka naman isa lang din yung nagawa nila, yung ginagawa nilang material mo, maliliit lang naman, di ba? Okay. Now let's go to this one. Labor efficiency variance. Again, ang tinatanong niya sa efficiency, yung quantity ulit. So, actual quantity less standard quantity multiplied by your standard price or your standard rate. It's usually your rate kasi nandito tayo sa labor variances. Okay. Now, balikan natin. Instead of actual quantity, it should be actual direct labor hours. So, ang actual direct labor hours mo, magkano? Or ilan? 7,000 direct labor hour. Ngayon, ano ba yung standard direct labor hour mo? Balikan mo yung standard mo. Sabi niya, per unit, you have a standard direct labor hour of 2.5. I-derive ulit natin yung standard mo. Let's go back. So, 2.5 direct labor hour per unit times. Ilang unit ulit yung na-produce mo? 2,750. So, times 2,750. Your answer is 6,875. So, dapat pala may kalko ka rin, no, habang nakikinig ka sa akin. The best yun. Okay. Nakita rin natin siya dito sa solution. 2.5 times 2,750. That is equal to 6,875 versus yung 7,000. Aha, mas mataas yung actual mo ulit. Mas mataas yung actual mo ng magkano? 125. Now, multiply that to your standard rate, 7.5. You have an unfavorable variance of 938. Or kung sa calculator mo, makikita mo siya, 937.5. 5, unfavorable. Nakuha mo ba siya? Nakasunod ka ba?
Alright, mukhang maganda. Kayang-kaya. Raise your hands, mga classmates. So, if you can, please, if you have any questions, please, yun. If you have any question, please send your message or chat us. So, kami nang bahala and then we will, of course, answer your questions. So, guys, no, I just want to reiterate yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Alex in terms of assessing your teka lang ha. So magsusulat lang ako ng konti ma'am ha. Ewan ko
Yes,
kung
go lang.
Oo. So teka lang, medyo naghangin sa akin. So let me just check on this. I don't know if you can see my board. Parang wala pa. Teka lang ha. So I think I have some technicalities so hindi ako makapag-share. Teka lang. Okay. I think nakikita nyo, no? Nakikita nyo na ba? Whiteboard na ba yan? Hello?
Sa akin,
Hello?
kasama ba siya sa akin?
Ayan, teka lang. Mukhang titignan ko lang. Mukhang nakikita nyo naman na siya. Ayan. Alright, nakikita naman. So, white naman yung nakikita nyo ngayon. No? So, let me just reiterate yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Alex in terms of your, ang palagi nyong iisipin guys, pagdating sa standard costing is always kung magkano yung actual, okay? Remember this, actual versus doon sa estimate. Okay? Versus sa estimate. So, estimate, itong estimate na to, is this your standard? Okay, so like for example, pinagbili, inutusan ka ng nanay mo. O, bili ka ng toyo anak, ito ang 10 piso. Okay, so meron kang pera na hawak na 10 piso lang, ang pwede mong gastusin para dyan sa toyo. Okay, so ganun yung logic guys, ano? And then, of course, pagdating mo sa tindahan, 9 na lang o 9 pesos na lang. So ngayon, nakatipid ka ng piso. Ngayon, kapag nakatipid ka, favorable or unfavorable? Okay? So, technically, of course, di ba? Kailangan pa bang i-memorize yan? Siyempre, nakatipid ka, favorable. Okay? So, what if naman, 10 piso and then naging 11 pesos ang bibilhin mo? Siyempre, nalugi ka ng piso, unfavorable. So, yan yung purpose ng standard costing and variable costing wherein ina-assess mo, okay? Magkano ba or within the standard ba ang operation ng company? Okay? If it's within the standard, which is, ibig sabihin, hindi ka nag-excess, okay? Kung nag-excess ka naman or more than, why? Okay, so but this is more on the technicality side. Yung why niyan, guys, is syempre hindi na natin pag-aaralan yan. Okay? So meron tayo but in details, okay? So guys, no, ang ating discussion today is just a dry run of our management advisory services. So guys, no, don't ibibigay namin mga information pero kulang to kasi it's not enough for you to understand standard costing in 1 hour. Okay? So, let me just put, yung mga question. Ayan, okay. So, thank you, Mercy, Rosaline. Alright. So, yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Ma'am Alex. So, shout out lang ako sa ating mga friend dito, no? So, Ma'am Alex, yeah, you can go ahead. And then, isa-shout out ko lang ang ating mga friends dito. Habang you can share your presentation. So shout out lang tayo kay Sir Fritz Perez. Okay. Hey sir, how are you? Thank you so much. And of course kay Nori Jane Abiera, Linet Kagiwa. Wow! Luch Alaba Campo. So ito yung mga magaganda kong kaibigan at mga sexy kong kaibigan. And of course kay Sir Melvin Rosario, ang ating RFBT RFBT reviewer. And then of course kay Ma'am Gemma Gaspar. How are you, Ma'am? Thank you for watching. Okay, and then of course kay Melanie, kay John, kay Cha-Cha-Cha, kay Lawrence, and then of course kay Brian, Jacob. Yun. Okay, ma'am, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, let's go now sa ating last part, pero mahaba. Medyo mahaba to.
Mahaba ba yan, ma'am? Mahaba ba? So,
10
yes.
question lang to, sir, di bale.
Okay, sige,
And
go
then,
ahead.
konting explanation lang. So, here, ayan, makikita nyo ba? Nakikita nyo ba?
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
overhead variance. All right. So, I made here again a summary. Summary siya ng expanded na overhead variances natin. So, again, let's make a rundown. Si overhead variance mo, you have your variable overhead variance and your fixed overhead variance. Now, for each one, meron kang actual. Again, meron kang budgeted. Again, meron kang standard. Okay. Now, your actual versus your budget, both for your fixed and variable, that's what you call your spending variance. Ito siya, the difference between your actual and your budgeted. Now, the difference naman between the budgeted and your standard, kung nandun ka sa variable overhead, ang tawag mo dyan, variable efficiency variance. And dito sa baba, you have your volume variance. Now, hint lang, no? Si volume variance, that's also called your capacity variance or your uncontrollable variance. Okay. Now, I think nakita nyo to nung undergrad nyo or habang nag-aaral kayo ngayon, meron tayong different ways or approaches. Ayan. So, later on, kapag nakuha nyo yung notes nyo, mas ma-appreciate nyo to, makikita nyo ulit to. And sana, isapuso nyo siya. So, you have 4 ways. Yung 4 ways, ito siya. Now, let's go to your 3 ways. Yung 3-way, si spending variance, efficiency variance, and your volume variance. Doon sa 3-way, makikita mo, wala nang variable, wala nang fixed. Basta nakasulat spending variance. Bakit? Pinagsama natin itong dalawang ito. Si variable spending and fixed spending. And then, nag-maintain si efficiency and volume. Now, when you go to your 2-way approach, you have now your controllable variance and your volume variance. Again, your volume variance is also called your uncontrollable variance. So, dun sa 2-way, yung controllable variance, itong tatlo na yon. Si spending, tapos si efficiency. Parang ganun yung logic niya doon. And then lastly, of course, your total variance. Now, dito sa total variance, ibig sabihin, that is the difference already of your actual overhead cost versus your standard overhead cost. Okay. So, eto, may mga ganito pa ako dito. May legend, may kung paano mo siya isusolve. Dito kasi kay overhead, masyadong mahaba yun, di ba? Di ba, pag minsan, ang tatanungin niya lang, what is spending variance? So, iisipin mo pa, drawing mo pa ba yung, yung expanded formula mo na yun? So, usually, dapat alam mo na siya. Now, I made here actually a summary also of your formula. So, ayoko na sana siyang isa-isahin. No, now, I want you to review this later on kasi mahalaga to, guys. Okay. So, sa 1-way, you have your actual factory overhead. So, sundan nyo itong tinuturo ko ha, yung cursor ko. Actual factory overhead less standard factory overhead. Okay, let's go to 2-way. Controllable variance is equal to actual factory overhead less BASH. Ano si BASH? Punta ka dito sa legend. That is budget allowed on standard hours. So, mamaya i-explain ko siya sa'yo. Next one, volume variance or non-controllable variance. That is equal to your BASH less SFO. Ano ulit si SFO? That is your standard factory overhead. Meaning, para na yun sa dalawa ha, you have your standard fixed plus standard variable overhead. Alright. So, you have your 3-way, spending variance, AFO less BAA. When you say BAA, that is, punta ka dito kay legend, budgeted allowed on actual hours. So, mamaya, i-differentiate natin si BAA at si BASH para ma-clear sa iyo. Next one, you have your volume variance, your BASH less SFO. And on your 4-way, dito sa 4-way, syempre, pwede mo nang gamitin itong nandito sa expanded natin. Alright. So, I think, pwede na tayong pumunta sa problems.
Yeah, so that's nice, ma'am. So nice. So I think bibitinin natin sila, no? For that overhead kasi yan ang magandang discussion eh. Medyo madugo yung discussion na yan. And of course, we want to welcome Sir Jess Sorialio, one of our current reviewees, of course. Kay Brian, Jacob, yung pogi na kaibigan, and then kay Sir Melvin, welcome. Thank you for coming in. And then of course kay Ma'am Lucia. So guys, no? Go ahead, ma'am. May di-discuss ka pa for the formula or
Problem solving tayo, sir. Yes.
Okay, anyway guys, so I think problem solving na tayo for overhead. Let me just make you some kind of bitin-bitin to your alam mo yun, kailangan konting uhaw kayo sa discussion. So let me just invite you bago tayo maputol. So this is our I don't know if you can see me now or I mean you can see the screen. Can you see it, guys? So let me just introduce to you CPA Online muna. Okay. So I don't know if you can see it, but can you please raise your hand if you can see my my share document?
Madami.
Ayun, meron na, no? Na-share naman. Okay. Buti na lang. So guys, no, if you want to know more about CPA Online Review School, so please go into our website, which is cpaonlinereviewschool.com. So take note, guys, this is a secured one. Meron kapag pupunta kayo is HTTPS. Hindi lang HTTP. Okay? So this is a secured website. So yeah, this is CPA Online. So if you want to know more, actually we already have 8,300 plus na likers, and then of course makikita nyo to, guys. This is a Facebook Messenger. If you want to message more, let us say, ayan, continue as Tristan. So magme-message ka lang dyan if you have any questions. Okay? And then, of course, yeah, how does the online review works? Dito mo makikita, guys. So just like what we are doing, pero the difference is we are not doing it on FB Live. Okay? So this is just the tip of the leche plan. Gusto ko nga leche plan. Ayaw ko nga ng tip of the icebergs. Bakit ba? Okay? So, yeah. So, dito, you can watch on how to understand the review works or the review process. And then, of course, yeah, we have some kind of blog here for you guys to read. And then, yeah, let me just walk through you in terms of our CPA Online Review School. So, guys, saan nyo ba nakita ang CPA Online Review School? Okay? Ayan, ayan pala, may tanong, no? May tanong. Applicable ba ang applicable ba ang standard costing sa manufacturing or sa ibang business din? So, of course, lahat applicable yan, ano? Lalo na sa mga misis natin, okay? Applicable yan. Sa personal na buhay, applicable yan, guys. So, ito, guys, no, let me just show it to you, yung mga subjects natin, okay? Which is you have auditing theory, so that's me, AFAR. So, makikita nyo dito, auditing prob, management advisory services. So, yeah, guys, dalawa sila dyan ni si Sir Gracer at saka si Ma'am Alex for management advisory services. Okay? So, yeah, and then financial accounting reporting, RFBT, we have the taxation. All right? And then if you want some more free, so just click free. And then meron tayong mga tips diyan, guys. Okay? Para hindi ayan, anong nangyari dito? Hop. Yan. Okay, so how to pass the board exam. So ito yung mga free, guys, free to. So you can access it anytime. And then, yeah, in terms of schedule of classes, so guys, napaka-flexible ng schedule of classes natin, ano? Makikita nyo dito, for example, this week. Okay? So, let us say meron na kayong access, na nag-enroll kayo, meron kayong access. So, makikita nyo to, April 27 to May 2. So, this week yan. So, let us say auditing jury, so, and then auditing prab, no classes this week. Okay? Why? Kasi tapos na namin. Okay? Taxation, wala ring schedule. Why? Kasi tapos na. Management advisory, ganun din, tapos na. So, there are few more topics na naiiwan sa financial accounting reporting and then advanced financial reporting. So, ganyan guys yung aming process. So, it's really streamlined. It's easy for you. Live links are posted on your respective portal. So, ibig sabihin guys, portals, nabigyan na kayo ng link to log in. Okay, meron kayong original link or unique link to log in. So, click nyo lang tong login na yan. So, gano'n lang guys. So, the process is very simple. Okay, and then, kung hindi pa kayo nakontento, ayan, meron pa tayong mga articles for you to, let us say, to read if you are, when you're down and troubled, di ba? So, we put some kind of, let us say, if you don't want to be a CPA, do not read this. So, the return of ROI of learning. So, ibig sabihin, your pagod and puyat, may ROI guys, may ROI. Okay? So, don't worry about that kung feeling nyo ba, pagod na kayo or hindi. Okay. And then, of course, our promo supposedly will end today, which is April 30. Our promo is 8,500 for the duration of review until October. But we are going to extend it to you guys until May 15. So you have to enroll it. You have to enroll para avail the promo until May 15. Okay. So guys, we're going to continue our discussion. Siyempre, debating ko kayo guys, no? Kasi overhead yan. Medyo yan ang madugo. So I want you to have a detailed understanding or more in-depth understanding for your overhead expenses kasi for sure merong papasok dyan or merong matatanong dyan. Okay? So, nakita nyo naman yung materials ni ma'am. Ang ganda, no? Pati ako nagandahan kasi guys, ngayon ko lang nakita yun. Okay. Ngayon ko lang nakita yun. Ano? And then, ang galing. Okay. Thank you so much, Ma'am Alex, kailan po masesend yung... Yes, thank you so much po. Kailan po masesend yung HO? Anong HO? Head Office?
Handout.
Handouts. Guys, abang-abang kayo sa email nyo, okay? Let me just explain to you bakit applicable lahat sa sa standard overhead, bakit applicable ang standard costing for all the business because, guys, it's very simple. You need a benchmark, okay? Benchmark of the operation of the business. Benchmark in a sense na ano ba yung ng company? Ano ba yung acceptable, okay? Level of operation ng company. All right? Okay? So, that's it because gusto mong malaman kung may savings ba yung company or gumastos ba ang company. So, at the end of the day, palaging ganun guys sa isang operation ng business. Gumastos ba ng sobra-sobra yung company or hindi? So, ngayon, medyo madugo ang overhead. Alam nyo kung bakit? Kasi most of the times, okay, sa overhead nagkakatalo ang isang company. Okay? Ibig sabihin, merong mga hindi inaasahan na expenses ang company. Okay? So, guys. So, thank you so much for coming in. I think meron pa ba tayong tanong? Thanks po, ma'am and sir. Sabay-sabay ulit tayo mag-solve next meeting. Yes! Okay! Thank you so much! Thank you everyone for coming in. Ma'am Alex, thank you so much. I think so we need to say bye-bye to everyone. Thank you for coming in. So see you next week on Saturday, guys. Saturday at 6 p.m.
Let's have an overhead, yes.
Ayun. Ma'am Alex, any last words to our participants?
Galingan nyo lang and then you work hard for that kasi wala namang nakukuha sa madali. Ayan.
Yeah.
And for this topic, tutukan nyo lang siya.
Yeah.
Sa puso nyo lang. Try nyo lang. Yes.
Oh,
Masaya to, masaya.
No, napaka-inspiring yan kasi tingnan nyo si ma'am. CPA na, CMA pa, di ba? Certified Magandang Accountant. Oy, talaga naman. Okay.
Grabe si sir.
Talaga naman. Okay, all right. Bye-bye. God bless everyone. Let's
Yes,
have
sir.
our
Goodbye.
dinner.
Bye, everyone.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you. God bless.